Hey there, it's December 4th, 2024. Welcome to my little tiny home. My little tiny dog. Can you see him right there? And his little thing is soaking up the sun. This is my daily good life meditation, an exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use the time to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with challenges and opportunities that I met. I plan for the coming day. I recite my creed, and I prepare myself for death. So it's a strange day. It's my last full day of work, and I'm actually on duty right now. but my meeting just got canceled. See if I can do this. I had a meeting coming up in just a bit, but it got canceled at the last minute. So, and there's nothing else to do. So we'll just goof off a little bit. Get ready for well, am I going to goof off in retirement? Yeah, I'm going to goof off a lot. Got a lot of goofing off to do, a lot of catching up to do. But I'm going to also have a lot of purposeful living. That's the main thing, is to make good use of time, which is one of my objectives. I just finished late. I was up late last night for me, finishing my new book. I mean, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about the last 24 hours. Retiring in Japan is done, and I sent it out to the publishing machine, so to speak. It should be ready by the end of the day. It should all be ready. And although I'm not going to formally debut it until my first day, until Thursday, which would be maybe Thursday, or maybe tomorrow, or the day after. I want it to go immediately from finishing my employment to full activity with the publication of a new book the very next day, the first day of freedom. So probably Friday. Friday's the day to do it. So yesterday was a hard day because I balanced 6 meetings, full day of work, and struggling to wrap up the 2-year effort of writing the new book, Retiring in Japan. But I did it all. Most of the meetings weren't that hard. They were just like, talking to people, making sure people understood where I left everything as the project manager, so that everybody's, the can openers over here, the bills come over there, whatever. And I did. And I talked to my boss this morning and made sure. And I made him owner of all of the team sites that I used to run. So if anybody comes poking around, they shouldn't, but he can access them. Tying up loose ends, making sure that the world, this is one of my objectives, right? Which is this is my first objective, to be always ready to die, to make sure my affairs in order, just as I've made sure that all my financial affairs are in order, so that if I die, that my wife and daughter are taken care of, that Yumiko doesn't have to wonder where the money is, or how she's going to get it, or struggle to have access to it, etc., etc. Everything's taken care of, making sure that the financial institutions are set up so that my pension, 100% of my pension, goes to my wife in the case I die. So she's not suddenly left destitute. This is all what it's about. And with my projects, making sure that my project's in order, so that if I not die, but when I leave, which is the end of the day today, so effectively, the team can go on without me. So I feel good, because I think I've done the right thing. And it was a worthwhile day yesterday. Were there challenges yesterday? Yeah, there was. There was a strange challenge, not related to work. At the end of the day, I took Rudy for a hike at some of the ranches at the end of the Chihuahua Valley here to get to the hiking trail. The hiking trail goes along what kind of ostensibly looks like private property, but it's not. I was told that by the locals here, and indeed it's marked. It's a honest to goodness BLM trail. But one of the residents up there accosted me yesterday. They thought I looked suspicious. And it's funny, because I felt, in my youth, I would have felt guilty by implication. By the virtue of the fact that they thought I looked suspicious, I would have felt suspicious and guilty of something. And I caught that in my mind as it was happening after that man accosted me, so to speak. Accost is the right word. That's exactly what he did. Backed the truck up, actually, to have a chat with me, holding my little dog. And I realized that that's outside of my control. What is within and not within my control. His impressions of the world, his decision to engage me, I wasn't doing anything wrong, were beyond my control, and I need to let that go. And remember, as my wife does, she's really good at this. Yumiko's really good at seeing what's within her control and, not worrying about what's outside the fence. And I did it. My wife would be proud of me for making that effort. And then, as if to make up for it, I ran into 2 other residents in the back. It's like 1,600 acres of land back there that borders on the state park. And those 2 stopped and had the nicest talk with me. So I had 1 resident up there suspicious of me, and 2 others that more than made up for the balance. Hey, balance. Again, another one of my objectives. That's all I can really think about for yesterday. My creed consists of 8 objectives. 1, to be always ready to die, like I said. 2, to make good and effective use of time. 3, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles. 4, to cultivate good emotional reactions. 5, to perform good actions. 6, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully. 7, wait a minute, I think I mixed them up. To be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, perform good actions, recognize true limits and true opportunity. That's the one I missed. Then to know what's within my scope. And then lastly, balance. To keep my balance on this rock above the cactus. The goof off years. Why not? Why not? We should all strive to live long and well enough to have a goof off time above a cactus. As for today, what am I going to do? Well, I just had 1 meeting cancel. I had 5 meetings today. Now I've got 4. My next meeting is like 2 hours away. So I think I'm going to do some goofing off. I never, ever goof off at work. I am not a goof off kind of guy. So I'm making up for it. 40 years of not goofing off. On my last day of work, I got nothing to do. I mean, my projects are all handed off to everybody. Got nothing to do. So I'm going to goof off. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go sit in the hot tub. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Oh boy. There's going to be a lot of this conspiratorial, fuming, goof-offiness as I go forward. So this tiny house here, which is on the property, which rarely gets used during the week, there's nobody here, it's midweek, it's got this jacuzzi. Look at that. Look at that. I think I'm going to hop in there. Hang out for a while until my next meeting. Am I ready for death? Are my affairs in order? Are my relationships sound? And is my life's work complete? Yes to all of those things. So yeah, I'm ready to die anytime. I don't want to. I got a lot to do yet. The best years, I believe, are about to happen, but they could be cut short in a moment. I could have I won't go into it. I won't be morbid. But so I'm not going to live like there's tomorrow. I'm not going to live like I've got a lot of time. I'm going to live like I've got less time, and my body is not as sound, and life is short. But I have a lot of good work yet to do, a lot of effort to help make the world a better place, a happier place, a more beneficial place for as many as possible. And I do that mainly through the sharing of my writing and the efforts that I've made in developing the Good Life Creed. So with that, I'll stop. Am I ready for death? Yeah, I already talked about that. It's all ready. Affairs in order, relationship sound, life's work complete. So I'll see you later. I'm going to strip down and hop in the tub. Take care. And make it a good day. Be safe, but not too safe. Bye-bye.